So all the Bitcoin fans out there, all of the people that are hoping that it's going to go to 100K, it's looking like it's going to go there. Now, I'm not one for drawing like triangles and pirate flags and this, that, and the other. However, right, there is a certain pattern here. You can see that it did try and get just short of $12 or even less than that to get to 100K. Back on the 22nd of November. It then had a sell-off, which was expected, down to just short of 91,000, let's say. Come back up again, up to like 98,000. It didn't quite make it. And then there was a bit of a sell-off once again, and we've come down. But we are seeing now that it's moving more positively in the up direction, because the sell-off has been there. The power to push it down is there, right? But the will to buy it up, the buyers are there, are coming in to buy up all of this selling. Now, all we should need to expect to see is this pattern broken, right? Is that if we can see that the price can go through this one area, and then it can break this price here, so 98,739. If it can break this one area, then we know that it does have some form of pattern breaking. There are more buyers than there are sellers. Well, there has to be an equal amount of buyers there are sellers, but predominantly people are wanting the price to go higher, or the sellers are moving they're selling at a higher price, right? So they believe that they can get more money for their Bitcoin, right? And the people buying the Bitcoin are happier to pay a higher price. So this is what we're expecting right now. Coming down to the 1 hour time frame, what we're expecting to see is, if you are wanting to use hope, then you should want to see it break this 97,458 first of all right? And then once it does that, if you've got some form of if you see it then go through this one zone quite quickly and just push through this area up to the top here, then we should expect to see the price. So if it does just come straight through, you would expect to see the price come and test this one area and then go up even further, right? And obviously the up even further would need to come through the 100K once again. I would expect, let's just undo that. I would expect to see that the price, we're on Wednesday at the moment right now. This is more than likely going to be, say, like a Thursday, Friday play. And then I would say that the actual move is going to happen on the weekend. All right. So we would expect it to push through this first zone, let's call it. Let's call it first zone. And then we would expect it to go through the second zone. And then we would want it to break out, all right? But if we want to see it break out, we need to see it properly break out, but then come back down again and retest this one line. The thing that irritates me is that people are very naive by these big white spaces here. And this, for me, is a buy-in zone here. And at one point, the price has got to come back down here, right? This whole journey that has gone up is just way too steep. It's really nice, it's fantastic, but it's just way too steep. And if you look at just some of, we've got to remember we are humans of patterns, and we have averages and stuff. So this is more like the channel, and this is a lot more overbought up here. And then this is like more under, I would say this is a nice range. The equilibrium is somewhere in the middle, but above this range is too overbought, and then it hasn't really been oversold right now. So I would expect it to see it come back and test this oversold area, because it hasn't been oversold yet. There's still a lot of Trump mania going on. which is okay. I'm all right with that. But when you come into investing money, your own money, then you don't want delusion, you don't want euphoria, you just want objectivity and so on. So you would expect, if it can't break this first zone, if it then can't break this second zone, I'm expecting it won't get anywhere near this 100k. All right, so the downside to this is if it comes and tries to break this first zone and we see a big sell-off up here, we would expect it to come and try and test this one area, and then it's just the exact reverse, right? If we're going to see the price go down, it's going to come and test this. This is this whole plan here, but just in reverse. All right. And then you would expect it to come and try this one line. I would think that if it is going to drop down, it's going to come like this maybe, and then come down to here, come and test this, and we're going to see it, and then we're going to see this big dump. And this is where we're going to see like about three phase dump. Okay, where we whoops we're going to see like this three-phase dump where it's going to come. I would say we put Fibonacci on here. I would say it's going to come around to about $80,000 here. So this would be a good buying opportunity. We've seen that it's come down to 23.6. You'd expect it to come and test 38.20 at least. I mean, even on a positive note, you would expect it to come down and test 38% and then go back up again. So if there really is the momentum behind this, then it could go up even higher. But if it goes up even higher, then I would say we're going into even more overbought area, right? Where we want it to come back down into this into this nice zone, because we want it to be nice and linear. We want linear growth. We don't want this euphoria, because we know what happens with euphoria. You've got mofo. You've got people missing out, right? Fear of missing out, and this is what this could be. And it's basically all of the people that have bought down here selling up here, ready to know they're going to buy it back down here. So be very, very dubious about what is going on right now. There's no corruption or anything like that. It's just pure trading. Trading is trading, and that's how it works, how it's always worked. Someone's buying, someone's selling, someone's selling, someone's buying, and it's just about what is in the order book and so on. So with that said, remember, if you are going to invest into Bitcoin, then invest it in small pieces at the same interval all the time. This will give you a good average over time. Don't invest your money all in one go. That would be, I'm sorry to say, slightly foolish, because we are right now in a incredibly overbought situation here. And just look at the different patterns here coming down. And you'll notice over time, when it goes really high, it tends to try it again and then come down again. Comes here, goes down again. So be very, very cautious about buying at the top, because people who bought at the bottom, they tend to sell at the top. So buy the rumor, sell the news. What was the rumor? The rumor was that Trump is pro Bitcoin. Well, the news is out already, so we've seen selling the news, but there was obviously lots of people jumping on the bandwagon, hoping that it's going to go up to 200k. If you'd have asked me 2 years ago whether or not Bitcoin will go to 100k, I'd have laughed at you. Quite frankly, I own Bitcoin, but I'd laughed at you. No, it's not going to happen. It's just going to be like maybe 70,000 or 80,000 once again. But I don't see 100k. Completely wrong there. So anything could happen. If someone had asked me, do you think Trump is going to be president in 2016? I'd have said no. It happened. If someone had said to me there was going to be a pandemic in 2020, I'd have said no. If someone asked me, is Putin going to invade Ukraine? I would have said no as well. And I think there's more things that we could talk about that people have said they don't think could happen, and they have happened. You know, you go back to 9/11, that no one would have thought that would ever have happened, and it happened. So the inevitable is always possible to happen. All right, don't get yourself into a delusional state thinking these things are not going to happen. And when you do see them happening, if you have all of your funds inside of Bitcoin and you need that money, then get it out. All right. With that said, thank you very much for watching. My name's David Thorne. Ciao, ciao, and goodbye.